How's it going, everybody? It has been forever since I posted something, so I completely apologize. It's just timing of life. Summer flew by before I knew it. My mom was here for over 3 weeks, so we were constantly doing stuff. We had a great time with my kids. Did a lot of like day trips and overnight trips. And then she leaves and then school starts and now we're back into a routine. So yeah, and just I'm super pumped to get some podcasts out again. Just trying to get timing with everybody and all of our schedules together, but I definitely have some good ideas that are in the works. Just have to try to get everyone together. So I just kind of wanted to throw out one quick video here. Just I know in past podcasts I've mentioned Berne Brown. I don't know if some of you have probably heard of her, some of you probably haven't. I'd never heard of her before until one of my classes that I'm doing. I had to watch a 20-minute TED Talks on her research, which is all on vulnerability, courage, self-worth. And that 20-minute video just blew my mind like wide open. And then she also has an hour-long on Netflix. She's got one that's, yeah, for an hour. And it's mind-blowing. It's amazing. It's true. This is research that she did for years. It's not something that she just did overnight. Something, and it's something we all deal with. And it's basically allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, which is really hard for people to do. So she's totally worth a watch if you haven't watched her. I think she's got books out too. But yeah, she's pretty amazing. So I did come across a quick article. Someone had posted 12 Berne Brown quotes to kick our ass into courage, self-worthiness, and vulnerable imperfection. So yeah, this is just sort of like quick breakdowns of some of her aha quotes that she has said from her videos. I also came across another one recently. She was on, I guess, podcast with Oprah, and she's talking about trust, which is another thing that was just like just like that aha moment about trust with people. So I will maybe do that one another time, but I will just quickly read off this article. So right off the get-go, it says, "You are imperfect. You are wired for struggle, but you are worthy of love and belonging." So that was, I remember, one of her quotes that had stuck in my mind from one of the videos that I had watched. So yeah, so basically, the article here is, she has ways of telling us things that are hardest to hear, but they're also reminders we need the most. She pinpoints the humanity and imperfections and vulnerable soft spots in all of us. She teaches us that perfection and avoidance and shame lead us farther away from ourselves, our relationships, and our goals. So her words have provided guidance and insight to this woman, and as well to myself. I hope, and she hopes, and I hope, and same thing, I hope it does the same for you. So number one is, vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Number two, you either walk inside your story and own it, or you stand outside your story and hustle for your worthiness. I'm big on that. I'm all about owning everything, owning what you say, owning what you do, just being true to yourself. You making excuses for things that you've said or done. That's just, yeah, it's you looking for worthiness, and it's clearly I always find something's lacking inside of you if you cannot admit or see what you've done. Like, we're not perfect, right? Like, we're all learning. Three, I don't have to chase extraordinary moments to find happiness. It's right in front of me. If I'm paying attention and practicing gratitude, which is like, I'm all about being in the moment. I'm really tired of, I feel like the new mentality out there in the world right now is people are trying to thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. And I think that if you practice gratitude and being in the moment and being thankful for what you have and being thankful for what is in your life, that definitely you can appreciate that a lot more. People who are always trying to, like I said, the grass is greener, people who are always trying to find something better, just they're obviously lacking something on the inside of them. And yeah, so it's just one mentality right now that I really wish people would kind of move on from. Number four, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. I feel like it's, society has molded people into a certain way, into like where you're supposed to be at a certain age. Like, oh, time to have a family, time to get married, time to, start your career. I feel like just as long as you are inside knowing that you are on the right path and you're doing the right things, just go with it. Don't worry about what others are expecting of you. Five, talk to yourself like you would to someone that you love, which is another thing that I do almost daily. I always try to talk to people the way I would want to be talked to. That's why sometimes I think I take things a little too personal sometimes, because if someone says something or does something that's really offensive, or I'm like, I wouldn't do that. What's their problem? But not everyone is like that. So if you can try to put yourself in someone's shoes at least once a day, I find that really helps with judgment and just, I don't know, I just don't hold on to anger or it just, the judgment, I think, is a really big part of that one. I just really try not to judge people. You never know their situations. You think you do, but you don't. 6, I want to be in the arena. I want to brave with my life. And when we make the choice to dare greatly, we sign up to get our asses kicked. We can choose courage or we can choose comfort, but we can't have both, not at the same time. I'll eventually have to find it. I think I actually said it in the one podcast with Jonathan. I had played that clip about her being in the arena. It was one of her moments, one of her awakening moments, about people were criticizing her on all of her, on Netflix and that. They were criticizing her more of her physical appearance, and she took it really hard. And then she saw this Theodore Roosevelt quote, and she said it changed her life. And it's basically, that's sort of the short version of it. It's basically if people are not getting in the arena with you and they're not getting their asses kicked and they're not getting dirty, no, their opinions should not mean anything to you. And if if people are going to attack me personally, it honestly doesn't bother me because A, they don't know me. And B, I feel sorry for them because they are clearly lacking something with themselves that they need to take it out on someone else or pinpoint something about someone else's life. So that's one thing that I think people with this day and age with social media, people really need to not take it personally. Yeah, words are so hurtful, but at the same time, it's just I mean, I just laugh and I feel sorry for people. I'm like, you don't know me, so your opinion doesn't mean anything to me, but I appreciate it. Thank you. So I would love for other people to try to get into that mentality. 7, there is no innovation and creativity without failure, period. 8, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. 9, you are imperfect. You are wired for struggle, but you are worthy of love and belonging. 10, joy comes to us in ordinary moments. We risk missing out when we get too busy chasing down the extraordinary. And 11, want to be happy? Stop trying to be perfect. So that's definitely one I feel like we are all trying to make ourselves look perfect. We're trying to like make our kids perfect. We're trying to like show people that we're living the perfect life. No one's perfect. So, yeah, that's one thing that I try to go by. And 12 is only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness, we will discover the infinite power of our light. So yeah, those are just like quick little like quotes from her TED Talks and her special on Netflix. She's really great to listen to. She's funny. She's real. And like I said, her research didn't happen overnight. It was years and years of her researching it herself. Yeah, so if I ever get the chance next time, I will. It's her definition of trust transformed my understanding of relationships. So it's basically about trust and relationships. I have a really hard time trusting people. I'm really trying to change that. Just been let down a lot in the past, and I guess it's sort of my defense mechanism now. But I don't really expect a lot from people anymore. But basically, the little like the gist of this video, if I don't know, I guess if you can find it, it's on Super Soul, which is Oprah's Super Soul Conversations, and it's Dr. Berne Brown, The Anatomy of Trust. I believe it's like a quick, like 10-minute video. I think you get it on YouTube. But yeah, it's basically like it's building trust with just all the little moments, all the little things that you do. That's how you build trust with someone. It's not like the big things or if you do something once, like that doesn't mean that it makes you a trustworthy person. It's being consistent and being like true to yourself. And yeah, it was a really, really good listen. So I suggest watching that quickly. And yeah, so I won't keep you too much longer. Like I said, I'm totally excited to get some other podcasts going, especially part 2 with Sam, but our schedules just keep conflicting. But we're definitely going to get that out. And then, yeah, I just have a couple more ideas. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. It's beautiful out there today, mid-September. My favorite time of year. It's not too hot. I do miss summer though. I'm a little sad that summer's over, but it's still beautiful outside. So have a fantastic day, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.